The site is gorgeous, but is something missing? The President of the United States, in a dazzling speech to thousands in front of the Polish presidential palace in Warsaw, Poland, talking about freedom, something we Americans know about and we all agree about. It's who we are.
When Russia invaded, it wasn't just Ukraine being tested. The whole world faced a test for the ages. Europe was being tested. America was being tested. NATO was being tested. All democracies were being tested. And the questions we faced were as simple as they were profound. Would we respond? Or would we look the other way? Would we be strong? Or would we be weak? Would all of our allies would be united or divided? 1 year later, we know the answer. We did respond. We would be strong. We would be united. And the world would not look the other way.
The president also praised the generosity of Ukraine's neighbor, Poland.
Poland is hosting more than 1.5 million refugees from this war. God bless you. Poland's generosity, your willingness to open your hearts and your homes, is extraordinary.
Poland has been generous. The president's message of freedom and generosity is inspirational. But we need more, not just to be inspired. We need answers. We are not getting them. In 14 months, the president has given only 2 press conferences to reporters. Instead, he gives speeches, which allows him to decide what you hear. I do not like to pound on the president when he's on foreign soil, but he's not giving press conferences on U.S. soil either. There are critical issues that we citizens need to hear from our president. We may not have boots on the ground in Ukraine, but we are up to our eyeballs involved in this war. I have questions. I bet you do too. And we also have Putin now shaking the world, saying that he might resume nuclear weapon testing. And he said that he announced he's pulling Russia from the New START treaty. This is alarming. I have questions for President Biden about this. So speeches are important, but there's a big difference between giving an eloquent speech and answering questions, hard questions. He could do both. He should do both. It's a problem that he's not doing both and not doing them often. Don't believe me? Well, let me give you just 5 sample questions I would ask the president, just flowing from his speech today in Poland. Number 1, what does the president think about Putin's own speech today in Moscow, threatening the possibility of renewing nuclear weapons testing? And what is President Biden going to do about it, and what can the U.S. do about it? It sure does not make us feel more comfortable that just last month, the U.S. announced that Russia violated the New START treaty, and of course today, Putin adding that he's pulling out of the New START treaty. Here's another question, number 2. In light of what Putin says about the possibility of renewing Russia's nuclear weapons testing and withdrawing from the New START treaty, does President Biden have elevated concern about the fact that right now in Moscow, Putin is hosting our other geopolitical foe, Communist China's top diplomat? Now, I'm always hoping for good news, so let's have question number 3. Is there any reason to believe at all, any reason at all, to believe this war in Ukraine is not escalating? I read about Putin calling up more troops, so naturally I worry. I see signs of escalation. So if I'm wrong, I want the president to set me straight, answer that question. The president did say today that the Ukraine people, that they're brave.
When President Putin ordered his tanks to roll into Ukraine, he thought we would roll over. He was wrong. The Ukrainian people are too brave. America, Europe, a coalition of nations from the Atlantic to the Pacific, we were too unified. Democracy was too strong. Instead of an easy victory he perceived and predicted, Putin left with burnt-out tanks and Russia's forces in disarray.
I agree, the Ukrainians are brave. Now, I've been to the region 4 times since the war broke out a year ago, and they are brave. But when I read Putin calling up more troops, I worry that being brave is just not enough. So I would like the president to answer the question, is this war escalating or de-escalating, and to tell us why he thinks it is. My fourth question, I bet you have this question too, which is why I would like to ask it for you. As I fear escalation, and I hope I'm dead wrong about it, I want to know if there are any discussions about how to end the war short of one country blowing another one off the map. Or is this going to be a fight to the bitter end? And if so, what is the bitter end? 5, this is what everyone is thinking. Is this what our nation should be doing? These 5 questions are important, I don't have the answers, but it is the President of the United States' job to answer them. There is so much global turmoil with no easy or perfect answers, but we still need to hear the President answer them, or at least give us some more direction. 2 press conferences is what he's had in 14 months. That falls far short of what the American people need and they deserve. And by the way, a press conference is not just a couple of questions entertained at the end of a speech. But his foreign trip is not over. Let's hope he grants the press corps a complete press conference so that we do get the answers. This is the record.